Well, it was, I think, I think it came back to a case of survival, really. My parents were divorced when I was 3, and uh, my mum moved to this place in Buckinghamshire. We used to live in Wembley, an outskirts of London. You probably know it for the football stadium, and started a new life. And we had absolutely no money. Now, okay, I was only 3, but we had no money when I was 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, and therefore, if you wanted to buy something, you had to go and earn it or steal it. So I um, I remember I was coming up to, I think I was about, it was the Christmas just after I was 7, and I used to have to go to the, didn't have to go, I used to go and buy the bread from the bread shop on a Saturday for my mum in the village. And I saw this box of biscuits in the bread shop, and it was 10 shillings. It was, again, in New World, it's 50 English pence, but half a pound. And I thought, how can I buy that box of biscuits for my mum? So I walked down the road, and in our area, there are roads with small houses and there were roads with big houses. So even at 7, I don't know why, but I thought maybe the roads with big houses had more money to pay me than the road with small houses. And I knocked on this farm door and said, have you got any jobs I can do? I want to earn 10 shillings. And basically, over the period of a month, I went there every Saturday morning for about an hour. And I just swept up leaves. I collected some eggs from the chicken. The lady just gave me, I think, just random jobs just to keep me busy. But when I'd finished that, after an hour or so, I used to go in the kitchen, and there on the kitchen table was a cake, a glass of something to drink, and a half a crown. And a half a crown was 2 and 6. And in modern world, that's 12.5p, and 8 of those made a pound. So I had to work for 4 weeks to earn 10 shillings. And actually, it wasn't 10 shillings I want. The tin of biscuits was 10 shillings and sixpence. So 10 shillings wasn't quite enough. So that's when I went into the shop and said, look, I really want to buy that box of biscuits, but I've only got 10 shillings. And they gave me a 6p discount. And that's when I realized that everything in life was up for negotiation. So that's when I realized that actually, if you worked hard, you could earn money. Because it wasn't what I did wasn't skillful, but it was just hard work. And then as I grew up as a kiddie, I had an evening paper round, a morning paper round. I worked on a milk float. I was in the Scouts locally. So my Arcala from Cubs, she had a sweet shop. I worked in there, and that's just and in those days, even beer bottles in the UK, there was like a deposit on them. So when you bought them, you paid something to encourage you to take them back, to get your money back on the bottle. So I used to go around collecting old beer bottles and taking them back to the off license. I just found ways of making money because that was my only way of surviving. Because if I wanted a bicycle, if I wanted some money for my holiday, that was my only way of getting it. So I guess I grew up from the need of having to earn something because there was no other way of getting it.